Evening, everyone. Today is the day that we received confirmation that Danny Schofield is no longer the manager of Huddersfield Town. When I heard this news, I couldn't explain my emotions because in one breath, it's sad that it even came to this, that he was even appointed in the first place when he clearly wasn't ready and inherited not a great squad, and also not a great chance of flourishing, given no prior experience. So I'm not saying I was happy to see Danny get kicked out on the door, but for me, it was a decision that should have been made sooner, and keeping him in charge for the past two games was very silly in my eyes. They're two games we really should have been getting something from. To keep him manager for those two games, that just goes to show what a lack of bottle we have. I'll try to be respectful, but yeah, obviously he's the part of the club. I do wish him the best. He gave it a go, but ultimately, I think he now knows that he's not ready to manage at that level. Especially with the players he's got as well. So this is going to be a bit of a match reaction as well to last night, because I've not had a chance to speak about that. I'm going to start with all the comments. Obviously, it's relevant to the stream. I'm going to look through them. How are you, Scott? Brilliant to hear from you. Thank the Lord. Evening, Brad. Evening, Paul. Pretty well, Scott. Let's crack on. So, if you seriously want my honest take, right, the one thing I try to do with these videos is to never be fake, right? I'll never be that person. I physically can't, right? I can't be the guy that says one thing on YouTube and then papers the cracks over it. Like no, that's not fair to say. Like some of our fan base does. They like to happy clap over moments like this where we're clearly not playing, working, doing anything at an acceptable level. And people will say, oh, well, it's better than Yeovil away on a Tuesday night losing. Yeah, it is, but it's still not acceptable. It's like we're making excuses for what we're seeing, which as a team that was at Wembley last season, we shouldn't be doing. So apologies if I keep sniffling, if I sound real, but I've been really ill the past 2 days, but it's what it is. But here's where I stand. Thank you so much for the donation, Ben. Miss you, Brad. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Here's where I stand. Schofield was completely out of his depth, but even with Schofield, that's only half the problem. I think we've massively kind of tanked with the squad. I agree with what someone just said. Kids are red talk. Toffolo, not so much, because Toffolo really did lack defensively with us. But when things are going good, you're never really going to mention that. But O'Brien, it's quite clear to see now what we're missing. Nichols don't look the same keeper, but I'm going to keep defending him till the end of time because of who he is. We're playing Turton in a back five. New signings look shocking, like seriously shocking. Only 3 players I can say, right, I could actually say played well last night, and Wells even stretching a bit. Believe it or not, Kasumu, Rudone, and Dwayne Holmes. them three are the only players that had a bit of bottle about them last night. So yeah, I don't think we've got the right squad. Forgetting the manager, I don't think we've got the right squad. I think we might be doomed as it is. We've got to wait until January now, unless there's plenty of frees hanging about. But I thought Pat Jones did play well, actually. Surely Nichols should come into criticism. No, not even close for me, especially with that defence in front of him. Spider-Man couldn't save anything with the way that defence is playing. I don't blame Nichols for anything so far. I still won't continue to do it because it's just embarrassing, like what he's got, what he has to contend with. He'll be gone by January to a much better club. So it's too late, is what I'm saying. We've sacked him too late. Now I'm not, when I say happy, I'm not happy he's gone. I'm happy he's left, and now we can move on to getting an experienced manager in. I'm not happy to see Danny get kicked whilst he's down, but I'm happy to see us in a position where we can thrive now with a more qualified, experienced manager. And that's just the bottom line. I will say it as it is. People will try, beating around and sugarcoating it. That's just ultimately what it is. Danny is a class assistant, but he's just not ready for that head coach role yet. I'm just going to move that down ever so slightly. Yeah, that's loads better. But we're making things far too easy for teams. In terms of managers, there's a couple of names. Gollum just mentioned it. Speaking of the devil, a couple of names with odds. We're just going to go onto Sky and read those out. But we're going to have to get someone good in, because to get the most out of these players is going to be so difficult. We don't have any midfielders. We've got Kasumu, and that's it. Kasumu and Hogg. Russell, shocking. No. You see, half of them don't look interested, and half of them are just way off the level that they should be. No, sorry. I've seen enough from some of these players. Sorba should be benched next game. The only attribute that's good about him in his game at the moment is the crossing, and he's not even getting that right. No, I can sit on bench for me. Dwayne Holmes wants it more. Dwayne Holmes was running loads last night. Fair play, credit to him. I've slated him in the past, right, and said he's looked like he's jogging. I hold my hands up now and say, Dwayne, apologies. That's what I say. I cannot fault Dwayne Holmes last night. I cannot fault Radone. Lad looks hungry, wants to play. If you're not proud to play for Huddersfield Town, we don't want you. That's not aimed at any specific player. That is all of them as a collective. You're praising him for running hard. That's the least you expect. But all 11 players don't do it. So I'll praise him if it's in comparison to what I normally see from certain individuals. But sorry, there we go. Next permanent Huddersfield manager. Here we are. So I'm sure everyone's aware. So we'll read them all out. So at bottom of the list is Wayne Rooney, which I find is not happening because he's over in America now, is he? I think. So Campbell, no. Roy Keane isn't qualified, but he'd probably put some ideas in. Narcis Pelak, the other assistant, sounds about right for us, nice and cheap. No disrespect to Narcis, but it is cheap, and that is what we'd probably do. Chris Player, Robbie Fowler, bit of that. Let's go up a bit further. Neil Warnock at 20-1. I wouldn't be against that at all. Daniel Farke would not be against that at all. Sean Dyche, 16-1, would not be against that at all. Neil Collins, not for me. Michael Carrick, not qualified enough. Not qualified enough. Liam Manning, not qualified enough. Well, no. Maybe not qualified, but at a lower league, at a lower standard. There's no championship experience there. Carrick, like I say, not managed anyone yet. Not for me. That would just be the same as appointing Schofield. You're just getting someone that's done the assistant role, and then when it all goes wrong again, we're sat there looking around saying, "Oh, well, we've tried something new." Duncan Ferguson, a bit of experience in the Prem managing Everton. I wouldn't be against the idea of getting Duncan in. Anthony Barry, the assistant at Chelsea, but he's through at the same poisonous tree, really, isn't it? Great assistant, but is the great assistant going to be a great manager? And then top of the list, who everyone's come to talk about in this stream, a Huddersfield Town legend, is David Wagner. Wouldn't it just be the fairy tale for him to leave after Cardiff away and join in time for Cardiff at home? Wouldn't that be quite the maybe not fairy tale, because I'm not saying I want it to happen, but wouldn't that be quite the moment for the club's history? That would be pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That would feel, like wow, David Wagner's back. But we'll just have to see at the end of the day. If anyone else has any other suggestions, obviously, please leave it in the chat. Also, if you are new around here, please do subscribe. I know a lot of the people that usually come into the streams are already, but if you haven't, please do. We're really trying to get 5K as soon as we can. And that's the dream, really. If we get Big Duncan here, give Saul the Grayling to get play. I think we need a manager with a bit of bottle, we'll tell the players how it is. We'll do what's needed. That's why I like Neil Warnock as a manager. Not for us at this moment, but in general. He's no nonsense. Sometimes you have to go back to go forward. And if we go further down anymore, we may as well be in Gillingham away next week. So, it's difficult. I'm hearing on Twitter with the source of the man who's come back after a short break. He's the hero that Huddersfield Town deserves and the one it needs right now. He is a silent guardian. He is a watchful protector. It's Dr. Nose. He's come back when the club needed him the most. He's come up with the goods, as you say, and given us, well, if my computer will ever load, he's given us the news that a 12-month contract has been offered to David Wagner, but this time he gets saying the transfers. So that's interesting. That's big. Do I want him to come back? Yes and no, and I'm going to explain my reasons why. I don't have a definitive answer with this, so I'll let you guys decide. You state your opinion as you wish, right? So the problem is pros and cons. Pros, the atmosphere will not go back to the level it was, but it will be class again. We'll feel more in touch with the club. We'll see a better style of football. We'll defend better. That's a fourth finger, by the way. And well, it can't get any worse. We'll get some points. Sure, I'm just, that's a stab, right? But it can't get worse. Surely not. So that's where I stand on the pros. The cons, if it goes completely wrong, it ruins his reputation. No, it doesn't ruin his reputation, but the toxic side of the fan base will hunt for his head. Not literally, but you know what I mean. He might want the transfers. He might try to bring back some more players that aren't up to it and maybe weren't up to it in the past. One sec, guys. Yeah, so he'd bring back all players, maybe bad ones. So there's pros and cons. What's another thing he could do that wouldn't, thing is, it could just totally take the kind of sensitive, positive look that we have on him as a man and as a manager, and as a football icon to our club. It's one of them. There's no right answer for me. But imagine the TikTok edits come through if he came back. First signing, John Goran Stankovic, back where he belongs. Second signing, Naki Wells. Third signing, we're getting carried away. But in all seriousness, we do need someone to steer the ship. I said it yesterday on Twitter Space. If he came back in, he has my full backing and support instantly. But I'm not saying I desire him, because for those cons reasons, I'm scared of what could get ruined. Get Steve Mounier back. Get the band back together. You know what I mean? Get the whole band back together. All of them. In all seriousness, though, I think it's a very 50-50. Wouldn't be coming back. Wouldn't be again. Steve coming back. Yeah, Steve Mounier is what we need right now. Somebody who can find the net, along with Ward, which he's not doing loads of. But we've got carried away, really. My thought process is I want him back at the club. No. My thought process, I'm losing my mind here. My thought process is I want someone at the club, not him. I want specifically someone at the club who can sort this out. And I'm, like Blake said, I'm not the most confident in any of them because not a lot of them are proven. We're just going to have to see what we get given and be grateful for it, really. It's the only option we've had for years. Yeah, through loyalty, absolutely. But yeah, apparently Carrick's interested. Not for me. It's the same route as Schofield, and it just speaks to my lack of lack of how qualified he'd be. Yeah, Blake summed it up perfectly. We wouldn't be paying the compensation fee at all. Apologies, guys. He's right. We wouldn't pay the compensation fee at all. Probably put us out of business now. I'm only joking, but in all seriousness, I think we just need to get someone in to steer the ship. The best what we've got. Darren Moore from Wednesday, I'd absolutely take in a heartbeat, but he's not going to leave a club like Sheffield Wednesday. No chance. Absolutely zero chance in that happening. Got more chance of we're getting someone out of work, but that's not always a bad thing, I guess. Scott Malone, oh God. But no, like I say, just need someone to come in and steer the ship. Everyone's in the comments. What we've got to look at is how Cars came to us. Lack of experience in senior or agree with the games. Possible that Carrick may follow suit. Possible, but that's just the exact same as the Schofield. We've just took that gamble and it didn't work. We're really going to take it again. Who's taking Saturday's game? Probably be Chico, won't it? Either that, I might be Terry and Tilly the Terrier. Better having someone who's played football than someone who did or isn't well known. I mean, who knows? I'm undecided, but I don't run the club at the end of the day, and anything I say doesn't impact. Fact of the matter is, though, we spoke about managers. We've solved one, but the players absolutely shocking at the minute. You know, embarrassing. They want to take a long, hard look at themselves. The lack of ambition, the lack of effort. Every game we've lost and drawn this season, so that's 7 out of 8 games we've been outworked. Total lack of professionalism. Half the teams look the same players they were. You know what I mean? It's just what I mean, Sorban will look the same player. Half of them sometimes don't even look interested. So whoever it is, they're gonna have to be good and they're gonna have to be disciplined in this team because otherwise we ain't gonna pray. For all we know, we could get a real good manager like Nottingham Forest last season and go from relegation battle to promotion battle. I mean this in no disrespectful way whatsoever. But I have no idea how we go from bottom at the minute, as it really kind of stands properly with Coventry playing their games, to a promotion battle with the squad that we've got. But I'm all for that positivity wherever you've got it from. Unless you got it from an illegal method. But I'm only joking. But I don't see it. You know, pig just flied past window. No, in seriously, all seriousness, I'm only joking. But no, we're doomed. I seriously think we're doomed. And this manager has to be good, otherwise, Jay Sean down. You know, it's just. Surely it can't get worse. Surely it can't get worse. What the odds on us winning the league? I will have a look for you, Blake. I can assure you it's not going to be pretty. Best bet is mid-table. That's more like it, mate. That's more like it. It's more realistic. It's more realistic. Slap a tenner on it and can retire. Well, it's not winning, so I think Blake is a bit. I think Blake's a bit fresh, but we need to get someone with a bit of experience, bit of discipline into the club and get them to sort out these players. Really, it's quite embarrassing at the moment. Do you know? In all seriousness, right? The news last week, and it's all the news has been talking about, was really sad. It shocked the country to the core, and football was called off ultimately. I went down to London anyway when I was due to go to QPR. I had a great day. I seriously had a great day. Went down, went for a breakfast, Blake, we are the lowest odds in the league to win the league. That's how bad it is. But yeah, we went down, had a good time, went to the Palace, paid the respects, went around London Smart, came back, went out and enjoyed my weekend. With Town, not possible. So my point is there's going to come a point where I'm not going to be able to justify going to these away games if I'm paying for jogging, because I'm not doing it. I'm not paying for jogging. No one in this chat should. I will support this club always. And if we're losing for reasons like not being good enough or being played off the park, then that's by the by. That's how it works. But I'm not paying so much jogging. I can go see that on the field on a Sunday. And at the moment, we're quite embarrassing. But we've made the step and relieved Schofield of the duty. So now we really need to bring in a better manager, a more qualified, experienced manager who's going to discipline this squad and not stand for any stupidity. You know, if certain players want to think they're bigger than the club, off your trot. Everyone in this team, bar Nichols, at the moment is replaceable. And I mean that. Everyone bar Nichols. Carrick's a big risk, agreed. Excuse me. Everybody in this team except Nichols is replaceable. Maybe bar a few more, actually. So, Blake, the £1 million question, right? You asked the odds for Town to win the league. So, I will tell you that Swansea, Jack Redoni was one of them I had him at. Swansea 150 to 1, Hull 200 to 1, Birmingham 250 to 1. Would anyone in the comments like to take a stab at what Huddersfield are? Birmingham being 250 to 1. Anyone like to take a stab at what Huddersfield Town are to win the league? Sometimes you have to take risks. Where is it? Where is it? If it will load. There we go. That's what I kind of stand with. Damage limitation. 500 to 1. 500 to 1. 1,500 to 1. We have a winner, and it's Craig. 1,500 to 1. Seriously. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Have to get... Who's just said it there? Who's just said it? Because he's just got it bang on. Tom, we have to get this appointment spot on. Absolutely. Bang on. Bang on, mate. Yeah, no one realised the aggression. Agreed. Do you know, we lost last night because we couldn't finish his chances. We gave away soft goals. Wigan wanted it more. They were battling like they always do as an away side. And they deservedly went away with 3 points. They wanted it more than us. That's simple. That's basic football. If you want to win more than your opponents, you're already at an advantage. Town were 10 points clear at the top. They're still boy. Absolutely. Excuse me. Depends what spot on means. Out of all the options, who would you want in charge? Max Bielby is asking. Out of all the options, what the bookies have given us? Right. Let's have a look. Specials. Right. So what the... Skip my message. I just read it out. Depends what spot on means. Yeah, I just read that out. I was just worried. Well, that's up to your opinion. It's by the by. Spot on for me means spot on results. It's not a specific name as such. Out of all these, spot on would be Daniel Farke. Yeah, spot on out of all these would be Daniel Farke. Maybe a push Roy Keane, but firstly over him, Sean Dyche. Farke, Dyche, Keane. That's what I go with. Farke experience in this league. Oh, there's no chance of it happening, but you asked me who I would take. So... Excuse me. We've not got the money to buy these managers, but you asked me who I'd have, and that's kind of my thought process, really. Don't know why you'd leave Gladbach to come to Huddersfield, though, to be honest. Is that where he is? Surely not. But he's embarrassed to be linked with us, really. But as they say, I've seen stranger things, but yeah, I seriously. No, they're not. But you asked me, obviously, who I'd have, but we don't know the bank balance of the club. No, we don't, but we're not going to spend money on them. We do know that. I'll probably croak over in this chair. I've just seen a right tweet. Someone's tried renaming themselves Huddersfield Town to get everyone. Huddersfield Town don't like to announce David Wagner as head coach. God's sake. Wow. I bet that got a few people, to be fair. sooner hire ourselves better no point. How much point in wanting them then? Get you as manager Brad Barbs. Hopefully so one day. Do my coaching licence. As long as I'm cheap and available, I'll be in there. But yeah, I hope we get someone in who can steer this mess, but it's not looking great, is it? I'll be back in a minute. Oh, that's not good. Let's shut the door. Can't do just anything, everything on cheap, expect to get away with it. Absolutely. Bang on, Gollum, bang on. Schofield does say club making help Bobby manager BT get experience in. Bang on also. No millions on one player. You've got some. How could it get any worse? Careful what you wish for. There's two sides into every coin. Everybody in the chat, right? There's 41 people here. Now, I don't know if that's YouTube accounts or if that's actually how many people are in here, right? If you can comment, please do. You have one option to bring in right now, realistic. So we'll say, I'll give you the options, right? It's out of Michael Carrick, Liam Manning, Duncan Ferguson, Anthony Barry, or David Wagner. The top 6 in odds. Who would you bring in and why? Just sum it up in a little, like, 2 sentences or a paragraph. If you can comment, please do, and why. Because this is what I'm doing this for as well, to gain a bigger understanding of why people rate who they do. So either Michael Carrick, Liam Manning, Duncan Ferguson, Anthony Barry, David Wagner. Don't just say the name, say why if you can, and what they bring. And we're going to put them up. Tom says Duncan Ferguson to bring a bit of passion back to the football club. Justifiable. Wagner. Only experience, I meant to say coach, obviously, out of all of them. Maybe so. Yeah, it just looked like an idiot when it don't work. Loves the club and a much needed morale boost. A good reason. Wagner proved it before. Gollum. Speaking of Return of the King. When we first got him, we were in a battle of relegation. Keeps us up without much transfer activity. Great point. Huddersfield Town Fan TV. Carrick, as I think he's ready for the opportunity to step up, has a vast knowledge from Man United and coaching there. Vast knowledge, but can he apply it to a new team? And does he have what it takes? Big dunk. Please just load. Fair experience to get rid of those bad attitudes and motivate some scrappy last minute goals. Yeah, fair enough. Ole Parky says, Liam Manning, decent record for MK Dons, has a decent style of play, knows what he's doing. Rion making a great point here. We already know, I was trying to say that slow so it'd load in. We already know Wagner can take us from the worst we've been to the best. Cannon. Please, just why it takes so long. There we go. Big Dunk. I don't like managers leaving and coming back. Big Dunk plays football, so young players would love to play their own player. That's why people play for Palace, for Vieira. Great point. Hef Fleischer plays a Heffing dream. Wagner. Hef can be trained up as number 2 and work better for us. Again, experience from both in the league. Maybe so. Plenty of talent in the squad. Hoping they can shine in the new manager. Do we have plenty of talent? I've not seen lots of it this season. I'd go with the word some at the moment, but I could be wrong. Like you say, hoping they can shine with a new manager. Sometimes lights can get very dim with the wrong coach in charge. Excuse me. We've had another one. It's just messing me about now. It's just what are you doing? Like, it's not even on right. It's not even on the same comment. If Wagner came, though, I would be buzzing. Aiden says Wagner, 100%. In your opinion, Brad, who would you let leave in January? The way it's going, Ruffles probably is not really done all, not really been good enough at the standard we want. Maybe turns a bit more versatile, so I'd give him a bit longer. Russell looks like he needs a loan, not the standard we need. Same for Sauber. I'd give him a loan, Aiden. Edmund Green's already gone, so that's fair enough. I'd get rid of Will Boyle, really. That's a harsh way of saying it, but I'd sell Will Boyle. I'd send Sauber out on loan, maybe. Something. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of players are just off it at a minute. But then again, our other team's going to want to bring them in. This is another thing you've got to contend with. So, Wagner needs to lift the club, be the motivator the players need. Absolutely. Yeah. So, that's pretty much all I've got to discuss with you guys today. I know I'm going to start ranting about players in a bit, so I don't really want to do that. But hopefully we get a coaching soon for Saturday. In time for Saturday. And hopefully it's one that we're desiring and not just another gamble. We'll just have to wait and see. But thank you so much for everyone tuning in. We'll finish with, obviously, Christian wanted to comment. Big dunk for passion and wouldn't take any action for players, plus could get some young players who will go to academy at Everton. But Wagner did it before the plus squad, great morale boost. Sauber should not be going out on loan at all. He needs to show more willing, needs to show more effort. But there's a lot of players like that. I'm being harsh by maybe singling him out. Turns not been good enough. Ruffles. Will Boyle's not been good enough, even when he did feature. The new lads don't really look great. I mean, the defence doesn't look anywhere the level it was. Can't afford to be having passengers in the team. Somebody needs to book his ideas up, or he can, maybe not. Loan's harsh, but he can sit on the bench and learn how to obviously get the most out of his game, because players are coming on and doing better than him. So it's harsh, but some players just don't look interested. Giving it bigger on social media, but it's not performing, and it's horrible. So all the focus is on Thomas. Then I didn't say that. I said obviously I can't task Turt with the same brush because he doesn't have social media. Ruffles isn't really active, but those three have not been anywhere near the standard. Kessler Hayden hasn't been near the standard. Lees hasn't been near the standard. None of the defence have been near the standard. Rodoni, Kasuma, and Holmes were the only players last night that looked like they were bothered. Ward in some moments, Nakayama and the rest. Jones comes on, does his usual. Even Tino didn't look great last night. I've just stated plenty of names there. I don't see how one name is 9. Healy and Betty not good enough last night. We'll see, but the reason I mentioned Sorba is because he's gone from there to there. Well, the rest of them have gone from here to here. Sorba's attribute is crossing, and he's not getting that really anything spectacular at the minute. So he needs to work hard, and he needs to put in some better balls and stop worrying about what the ref's doing, because we're not going to get decisions. You need to realise that. Turton needs to be more solid when he's playing, and Bet needs to not give soft pens away. The defence has to be more solid structurally as a whole. We need to do better as a unit. Hopefully the new man in charge will do that for us. But that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be getting off because I'm starving. But we'll see where we are come Saturday. Cardiff very much a bogey team for us, so I'll be honest, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not expecting. I expect a loss as normal, really. See if we get coaching by then. If not, it'll just be the same as always. But I'm used to it now, so we'll see. We'll see. All the best, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys on Friday, maybe for a preview, and Saturday for the matchday vlog when we take on Cardiff, and I'm crying my eyes out. Cheers, guys.